All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Let's party.
Ready. In
Party.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. Where my mom's at? Where my mom's wearing thongs, hitting bongs at? Raising kids, cleaning shits, need a long nap. Where my mom's at?
Where My Mom's At podcast with Christina P.
Don't use the way I rock it so smooth, so deep. Hitting on this dope, the boys so deep. OG. My heat is unlimited. I've been venomous since you was just an infinite literal. I've been killing them when they inside my middle.
That's what's up. Mandy Mayhem's in the house, everybody. Wow. You just felt that.
I did.
You just feel that. Mm-hmm. I love that. Have you always been musical?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I remember actually riding the subway. I had to think about it. What? Where am I? I was riding the subway as a kid, and there's like this weird like hum on the subway.
Yeah.
And I would be like making up songs that go with this noise on the subway, and also the click when my dad's like, Pontiac in the 70s when he would be like turning the corner.
Yeah.
I would like make up songs to go with the click. Actually, it was mostly when they left me in the car alone and turned on the hazards. So like maybe no one would steal me. I'd be like making up songs.
But that's interesting how your brain and your body go to rhythm in music. Like I just started playing the drums. I know.
Of course you did.
It's so stupid. Like I backstage in Madison, they had a drum set, like a full set. And I was like, dude, I've always wanted a drum.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Yeah.
Backstage in Madison? Excuse me?
Madison, Wisconsin.
Oh, I thought it was like Madison Square Garden.
No, baby. We're not quite there yet.
You're getting there. You're getting
quite
there. I was
there
like,
yet.
did you
No.
just drop an MSG?
No,
Okay.
no, God, no,
Okay.
please. I'm a mom most of the time. I don't do that shit. But I was like, dude, I should get into this. And my brain has never worked that way musically. And now I bought a drum kit at home, and I'm like I'm all in.
I don't believe you that your brain doesn't work that way because you're a comedian and you're
Correct.
hilarious.
There's rhythm,
timing. It's the thing.
exactly. But I never put that part of my brain into like, and you're like, ooh, that's interesting. And I think either you're born that way, where that's what you hear, and that's where you go. Like, who was your first musical influence? Do you remember? Who do you love? Because you're wild, man. If you guys don't know who fucking Mandy Mayhem is, do yourself a favor. Get on. Is it Instagram where people mostly discover you? Where are people finding you?
It's all the places. TikTok was where it started, and Instagram. They're both pretty equal. It's like more video views on IG, and it's like fucking 40 million. It's insane.
It's wild.
And on TikTok, it's, people come in my live show. They come in my live show.
Yes.
People definitely masturbate while they're watching my live show. They tell me all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Can we just pull up? I don't know if I can play the music I'll get violated, no? You guys just have to understand what legend is sitting with me. What flavor, what desire, what bravery. I just love your whole vibe because you're fearless in a way that's like for instance, I think today they're like, oh my God, Kim Kardashian as fearless. And you're like, not really. She's just playing into the same shit that's worked forever, which is being hot. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but it's not subversive. It's personally not very interesting. And I think what you're doing is really authentic and really interesting because it's like a female, it's your thing of sexuality. It's how you want to exist in the world, which is fucking very rare.
It's also just a big trauma response.
Isn't all good art?
Yeah.
It all fucking is.
Yeah.
Can you find something, Josh, so we can just show the audience, or at least just see her?
In my hair, explosions everywhere. If that bitch will suck your dick, then let her wash your underwear. You could be my virgin, I'll penetrate your high man. Flipping bitches constipated, shut down by my rhyme man. Allow me to profess my love. Truth burns
who's
like
this?
holy water does. You could be my virgin, I'll penetrate your high man. Flipping bitches constipated, shut down by my rhyme man. I'll squeeze your face between my legs.
I love it.
What is it that you crave?
Look at her, and she is. Who is this woman?
I don't know.
Who are you?
Sometimes after I do a show and I watch this shit, I'm just like, what?
What
the
came
fuck
out of
did
me?
you just do?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
You're possessed because you're in the moment. You're in the space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I said, it's a trauma response.
It is, for sure. So you grew up in Toronto, Canada. I'm from Sweet Windsor. So what did you call my?
The Earth's rectum. That's right. Actually, Stephen Colbert called it that.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he went there and they gave him a parade for calling it the Earth's rectum. It's a whole thing. Yeah. I learned because I shot an Applebee's commercial there at one point, and I was like, where the fuck? This place is a shithole. That was before I went to LA and realized that's a bigger shithole. But
that's also where I grew up.
I know.
Double shitholes. That's what produced me. Hey. So you're this girl growing up in Toronto, Canada. Mm-hmm. And like, who do you see that creates this? Like, who's your first influence? So it's the it's the tick 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 of the turning signal. It's the subway, and then is it like? Because you and I are the same age. Is it Cyndi Lauper on MTV? Because she was my first. Like, oh fuck, you can be kind of punk and weird, and I'm like 8 years old watching her. Prince.
Madonna was. Yeah. She's my spirit animal. I don't think you're allowed to say that anymore, but
no, she is. Even her touring footage now, like on TikTok, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? The bitch is back, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to her last couple of years where her face was all fucked up and she was doing drugs, but now she's cleaned up. Yeah. And she got her shit together, dude.
Yeah.
So tell me, so how did this start?
So I don't know, but like I did grow up super like. So the first video of mine that went viral was me rapping like a Jay-Z track, You Don't Know, which is like a deep cut on the Blueprint. And everyone's just like, what the fuck? Like, where? Thank you. Yeah. And people are like, you rap that shit like you lived it. And it's like, I feel like I did. Like my dad was a drug dealer. He hung out with like the mafia. I went to like mafia kids' birthday parties. And like he was in a motorcycle gang. So it kind of was like that. And we lived on a fucking boat.
Who are you?
I don't know. I don't know, actually. I don't. I want to say I do, but I don't. I have multiple personalities, clearly. So yeah, we lived on this boat called Dockside. It was a 54-foot Chris Craft. 54 feet is not a lot of feet. My dad, my mom, and me. And it had no engine. That's why it's called Dockside. And it was at the foot of like York Street in Toronto. So like at like tourist central. And then I went to school on the island every day with all these hippie granola children. And we like learned nothing except how to refinish furniture and plant radishes. So I just had a lot of freedom and nobody was there ever. My parents were always drunk. And so it was just like, where can I belong to something? And hip hop was mine, your generation's punk rock. It was like this fucking dissonance, this rage, this sexuality. I was a very horny child. I wanted to have sex like at 10. I remember telling all my friends, I'm ready now. And they're like,
10? Did you even have a pube at 10?
I don't think. I might have had 2. I remember the first 2 that came in, actually. Yeah. I really desperately wanted to have like dark, hairy armpits like my Italian friends that shaved.
Yeah. Are you not Italian?
No.
Your dad's in the mob. But
No. We were invited, but we weren't allowed in. But like I went to the birthday parties and stuff. Yeah.
Wow. Look, everyone gets down sometimes, and it can really start to affect your life. Talking to a therapist can give you a real lift, but you may not be sure how to get started. Talkspace has made it easy to find a therapist you like. It's convenient to meet online. You can be home or wherever you're most comfortable. Listen, man, I've talked to my therapist in my car. Over the phone, you can do that with Talkspace. Sometimes people wait until something bad happens to talk to a therapist, but why wait? You can get a therapist through Talkspace. Therapy can help you shift your perspective, find tools to cope in difficult times, and be a guiding light. Getting started is the important part. Talkspace makes it easy and affordable. As a listener of this podcast, you'll get $80 off your first month with Talkspace when you go to Talkspace.com/WMMA. To match with a licensed therapist today, go to Talkspace.com/WMMA to get $80 off of your first month and show your support for the show. That's Talkspace.com/WMMA. This year, I'm thankful for Honey Love because there's nothing worse than suffering from an uncomfortable bra or shapewear. Honey Love has revolutionized the bra and shapewear game. Honey Love's bras feature supportive bonding that eliminates the need for underwire without sacrificing lift. And their shapewear uses targeted compression technology, so you no longer have to feel like you're suffocating while wearing effective shapewear. Get yourself the gift of comfort. Plus, for this month only, Honey Love is giving up to 50% off site-wide. Visit honeylove.com/WMMA to shop their November sale and let them know we sent you when the survey asks. I love Honey Love. I wear their bras all the time because I got big sloppers that need a lot of attention. And Honey Love is made just for that type, okay? And it's so comfy, you don't even know you're wearing a bra. Treat yourself to the best bras and shapewear on the market and save up to 50% off site-wide at honeylove.com/WMMA this month only. Inventory is limited and the sale ends soon, so don't miss their best deals of the year. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. It's time to ditch the underwire for good. Thanks to Honey Love. Wow. Okay, so let me wrap my head around this. You grew up on a boat with no engine. A sailboat? A pontoon?
No, it was a Chris Craft, which is like a
Chris
little,
Craft,
like
okay.
in the Italian Riviera. It's what they.
This is amazing.
But in Toronto, in the
Wow,
harbor.
your life is so bizarre. And I meet a lot of bizarros. You're really
believe you.
cool. I love this. So your dad's a drug dealer and mom is?
Well, she like ran the motorcycle shows. And they worked on the charter boats, so she was a hostess, the hostess with the mostest. I mean, she drank.
Yeah.
They were like all entrepreneurial, but she was like 21 when she had me.
Oh, okay.
So,
That
you know, they
explains
were just being in their 20s and fucking living on a boat and having this little very quiet child that they
Yeah.
kind of pulled around with them.
You're an only child?
Mm-hmm.
No, that's it. Forget it. Yeah, of course you're fucking Mandy Mayhem, dude. Are you kidding me? You had no choice. They made you.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that alone time. So what did you do alone? What was your thing to do?
I would play in front of the mirror to pretend I had friends, and like had a shit ton of Barbies and stuffed animals.
Oh,
And
okay.
I would just like put them all out around me, and then eventually Ken and Barbie would hump.
Of course.
And I had shit tons of stuffed animals in my bed with me, so there was like hardly any room. Now that's my laundry,
Yeah.
but before that,
You know, it's such a disappointment of the Barbie film is that there was no fuck scene between Barbie and like you guys didn't think to write
Oh my God.
the first fuck scene or them discovering they don't have genitals. That wasn't a fucking scene.
yeah.
Who wrote this piece
Who
of shit?
wrote that?
Yeah, not
Greta.
a comedian did a pass on the thing. Come on.
I just gotta say, I didn't think the comedic timing was very good
was-
in that film.
It wasn't very good. I have to say, it was very heavy-handed, the dialogue.
Come on, and speed the shit up a little bit.
Speed the shit up.
It's just an edit. It's an editing thing. You could just,
It was painful. The first 20 minutes are great, and then it was just like, you mean we can disrupt the narrative by creating the dissonance of the feminist patriarchy? And I'm like, did you guys just learn patriarchy? Did someone just read their first fucking feminist book the week before they wrote it? That's what it felt like to me.
Yeah.
But
I
I don't know
mean-
whom I'm retarded because the people love it. And I guess people haven't heard this stuff before. I read it a long time ago and I got it and I digested it. And, you know, I don't know. I guess there's utility for it.
I still cried and I still felt like I'm happy, you know, that we're supporting the thing. And like, look, it's a wobbly ride coming out of this shitstorm we've been in for the past 300 years. So any win is a win. But like as a, you know, comedy person, I'm just mad that it wasn't edited more. And I think that happens with a lot of shit right now because creatives have been given too much freedom. I hate to say that, but like, you know, like there's a reason why the studio execs at the really like good studios were so successful because they knew how. Oh, okay.
That's a good point.
There's this quote from the play 6 Degrees of Separation.
Yeah.
And it tells the story of this kindergarten teacher. And the parents walk in and they're like, how is it that you have all of these incredible artists in your kindergarten class? You have Picasso's and any other artist. I can't remember names right now. More than Picasso. How do you do that? What are you teaching them? And she says, I just know when to take the paintings away from them. And it's like that oversight has been lost in this whole narrative of like, let the creator do their thing. And you get these fucking 5-hour movies with like,
I know. Too heavy handed.
Yeah. Anyway.
It needs to be dialed in. It does. That's a good point. I was reading Grimm's fairy tales. I don't know if you've ever read the original fairy tales that the Germans wrote way back in this shit is dark, yo.
Yeah.
And Disney took a lot of these stories and what you're talking about, reproduced them to make them more palatable. For instance, Cinderella goes to her dead mom's grave and is like, hey, bitch, help me out. And then birds fly down and give her like a golden robe. And then her wicked stepsisters cuts off her toe to fit into the slipper and goes off with the prince and bleeds all over the horse. And the other one cuts her heel off and she bleeds all over the horse. Like, it's very gruesome and very brutal and very much about wicked stepmoms and whatever. But they change it to the fairy godmother instead of her dead mother, which was like, oh, that's really interesting. Why create? I don't know why, but it worked. And Walt Disney was brilliant for it. And bibbity bobbity boo, and you add a good tune to it that's more mass produced, and then it works. But I think too in music you need a good producer, no? Like that's what that role is. Yeah. Someone to be like, hey dude, that's crazy. What are you doing?
I've been working on an EP with Keith Shockley. He produced Public Enemy. You might have heard of them.
Front Door.
Yes, I know. And Belle Biv DeVoe and Ice Cube and like crazy. Yeah, he's amazing. He's a genius. He's like revered, by other producers, and he hasn't done anything in like 20 years because he's just like not been into it.
Yeah, he's like, I'm done.
And he's like, I want to produce with you because you're you're going against the grain, and it feels the way it felt like with Public Enemy because everyone hated us and we were just this new sound. And so like when I'm working with him, I'll do a verse, we're doing scratch tracks or whatever. And I'm like, I do it a few times the first time I'm in the booth and I'm like, why aren't you saying anything? Like, as an actor, I'm so used to this constant like minuscule direction. And he said, I just want to brag a little bit here. He said, because it feels like I'm working with a master. And the only other person that's come in the booth like this has been LL.
Wow.
Everyone else like needs so much work. And he's like, but I honestly, it's not like because I'm like brilliant or a genius or whatever. It's fucking years of fucking work. Like training in comedy, improv, acting, fucking method, fucking Meisner, fucking singing, fucking musical theater, like on stage, hip hop karaoke I did for like so long. And so I was learning everyone's styles and practicing like for like 5-6 years. Every month I would go and perform and, compete. I won a bunch of competitions. So it's just like years of work. And there's this beautiful thing about hitting your 40s where all these seemingly disparate things that you've done find each other in one space. And you're finally in the specificity of what you're here to do. And what sucks so hard is that the rest of the world wants you to become invisible at that age. And this is actually when we have the most to share.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I think you're right about that. There's some cool level of mastery that happens if you've been working at something since your 20s and then you put it all together in your 40s and you're like, oh, that's why I learned ba ba ba. And that's why I studied da da da. And I'm going to put it all in the act now and it's going to be fucking, wow, that's cool. I never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You studied, were you an actress before?
Yeah. First, I ran a cheerleading company for 10 years.
Shut up.
Yeah. I trained like the Chinese national team. I went over Europe and trained like cheerleaders. And then my dad died. I lost my house. My business exploded. And I was like, guess I'll become an actor. I don't know. There's more complicated than that. But it was that Janis Joplin moment. Like freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose.
No shit.
And I was like, I'm going to do this thing. So I became an actor. Music was always there, but I was really afraid of music, really afraid of becoming a rapper.
Oh my God, yeah.
Because, exactly. I mean, just go read the comments and you'll figure out why. But I had to like get close to death a couple times to just be like, fine, I don't fucking care. I'm doing it anyway.
Yes.
So anyway, I don't remember training, acting. Yeah. So I went to Strasbourg in New York.
Jesus, you
Yeah.
really have done everything.
Yeah. I started at Second City in Toronto, Strasbourg. I went to UCB,
Jesus.
Meisner, fucking Chekhov, like blah, blah, blah. I did all of it. Trained for 10 years, finally like hit my stride as an actor. And then on November 1st of last year, I got an audition for a retirement home commercial. And I was like, you fucking assholes.
Yeah.
Like I'm finally at the thing. And all you see is my gray hair and you've decided that I am now 70.
Yeah.
Great. Perfect.
Yeah, it's funny because people are like, why don't you ever do acting and stuff? I'm like, because it's so awful. At least when I was doing it in my 20s and you go out for auditions at 23, you're just the sexy piece that they throw into a scene. They're like, you're a hot thing. And I was like, I don't feel comfortable. And then by the time you're 28, they're like, you're a young mom. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
That was so fast. So I realized very quickly, I was like, oh, the longevity in acting, that seems really, at least if I'm funny, I can be ugly, old, fat, and you can do this. And I think we're in this beautiful moment, at least with music, especially like what you're doing and your themes and your sexuality. It's all, I think you're in the right zeitgeist for what you're doing. Like it's just lined up quite nicely. Because I mean, I think the only person I think of when I think of you is Peaches, and she came out. I mean, how sucking on my
Toronto.
titties like you wanted me, calling me all the time. I mean, sucking on my titties, fuck the pain away.
Yeah.
You were like, wow, if this bitch had happened now, you know, like she still exists. Peaches isn't dead, but I'm
Yeah.
saying if that had broke, fuck the pain away, like wow, it would have broken the fucking internet, don't you think?
Yeah.
The timing of it, she was just a couple decades too soon.
Too soon. But thank God she was. Like, thank God
Yeah.
she did that. And I've always felt like I was like at the wrong time. Like I had my son when I was 17.
Oh yeah, I didn't know your mother.
Oh, my mother!
Hey, what the fuck, bitch? Come on, you're on the right show.
Yeah. So everything has been way out of order for me.
Yeah.
So it makes very fucked up sense that this is happening at this point, and I probably will like actually hit my stride in my 60s. I plan to be a DJ in my 80s, so
Hell
that's
yeah.
like my retirement plan if I can still hear. But yeah, everything's super fucked up.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's like there's something about the medium too of TikTok that's been really incredible, and that's where things started for me, doing these live shows where the comments are scrolling as I'm creating in the moment. So the improv muscle is being worked and I can respond to them. And at the same time, it's like reminds me of Meisner, where, you know, you're just doing this repetition exercise over and over again. It feels like kind of the jump shot of creativity, where there's this shit flying at you the whole time, like people calling me this and saying whatever, love as well, but a lot of garbage, and I'm having to stay in. Right. And so over the last year of doing this, I don't even know how many hours at this point. It's like 2, 3, sometimes 4 times a week for an hour and a half to 2 hours that I'm live. I've my container where I can hold space for like just to receive creative impulses is getting way stronger.
That's crazy. I didn't even know you did that. So you're telling me that you get on TikTok live.
Yeah.
And then you rap.
Yeah.
Is it free association or are these songs you're working on?
It's both. So that clip that you saw was a freestyle that I pre-wrote. It's from like my very first album in 2013 that I wrote.
What?
And then I paired it with this big pun beat. Oh no, that was a Dre beat, I think. I don't know, whatever. But I put it over different beats, and then sometimes I'll be like, I'll freestyle. So I'll pick a letter and they'll just throw words at me, and then I'll like always end up talking about my butthole, and like I don't.
Of course. That's what art is. It's your asshole. It's your vagina. It's your it's the darkness.
It's the creative
it's the
center
shitting.
too.
Yeah,
It's like
your humanity. With the holidays approaching, our sponsor, Waterboy, is here to help you prepare for those nasty holiday hangovers. Waterboy is a hydration powder specifically formulated to cut your hangover time in half. There are other hydration packs on the market, but nothing comes anywhere close to fighting those Sunday scaries like Waterboy. With 0 sugar and over 3 times the electrolytes of Liquid IV, your hangover will stand absolutely no chance. Unlike their competitors, Waterboy has added specific ingredients beyond just hydration to help with nausea, anxiety, and fatigue. For this holiday season, our listeners will get 15% off your entire order with our exclusive link at waterboy.com/WMMA. I love the strawberry lemonade flavor. After a wine night, 1 stick of Waterboy, and I feel like a whole new woman. Hundreds of thousands of people already trust Waterboy as their hangover cure. It's time to stop dealing with that anxiety alone. For a limited time, my listeners get an exclusive 15% off discount with our link at waterboy.com/WMMA. That's 15% off at waterboy.com/WMMA. It's time to ho hydrate this holiday season. Wow. You know what's so interesting? And I understand the need for inclusion and this push for diversity, like the forcedness nature of it bothers me sometimes because you're like, I don't need to have a one-legged alopecia model in my Victoria's Secret catalog. Like, I get it. We're all diverse. I get it. It's like, stop forcing this shit on me. But then again, you're like, yeah, it's kind of necessary to open up boundaries. But on the other hand, I've always found that I'm attracted to talent, whatever the package is.
Yeah.
And watching you rap, and I was like, the fact that you are in this package that I relate to, of visually, you and I are the same age, we're the same whatever, blondies, that was just a bonus.
Oh, this is gray. There's no blonde here. That's kind of you, but this is pure gray.
Yeah. But it doesn't matter because, say, at least in comedy, I've always found that that's the transcendentness of comedy. If you're black, if you're fat, if you're a woman, if you're fucking one-legged, it doesn't matter. If the room is laughing, you've won. You've done the job. So I don't know. There's always transcendence there, that one quality when you're talking about getting on TikTok and taking the good stuff and the bad stuff, but then staying in that, like, I know, because I relate as a stand-up, because in the audience, I mean, especially in the early days, they don't fucking care about you.
Yeah.
And it's the disdain, people walking out, people throwing cups at you. I mean, fuck you, I'm here.
Yeah.
What are you going to do about it? I'm still here.
They would throw shit at me if they could. TikTok, I'm sure. There is a piece to hip hop, and to Black culture in America specifically, and being Canadian, I didn't grow up here, so I have a very different perspective on it as just a lover of the art form, and it felt accessible to me because I was a Canadian kid and it was so diverse where I grew up, not on the island with the hippie granola school, but in the city itself. But with a history of so much being stolen from that community, it's really important to me to like pay homage to the people that broke through, and kept a hold of the culture in the best way that they could. I mean, the record labels came in and did their fucking thing, but I like to pay homage to it as much as I can. And what's been super cool is meeting so many old school folks in the hip hop world. Like, I went to the 50th anniversary of hip hop in the Bronx. They had a block party like where it started, and it was really amazing. Like, I went with Keith, and we ended up backstage, and I met like all the original guys, like the original kids that are now in their early 60s.
Wild.
That started it. And they were like, I saw you on TikTok. Can you help me with social media?
Yeah, because it's its own art form, and but I'm telling you, like, it's so revolutionary. I mean, yeah, I know what you're saying about like it needs to be produced sometimes. Some artists need to be reined in.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, the fact that because I think, I don't know. Does a record label look at somebody like you and go, what? No thanks.
Yes.
Right.
Definitely.
And I was never accepted, but Comedy Central never fucking took me in. Yeah. JFL never fucking wanted me because I wasn't talking about sucking cocks. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But fuck them, because now we are our own gatekeepers, and the audience can tell you if you suck or not. Yeah. Fuck your mother. She's here, bitch. Mandy Mayhem, Legendary, is out now. Go listen. but I love your freedom. And I think that's the spirit of this era.
Yeah.
The DIY-ness of it and the freedom of it.
And it's just, I watched an interview with Madonna last night.
Stop, I love her.
And she was just saying, like, I always just want to do the opposite of what people tell me to do. And I definitely have that. I feel like it's a bit generational too, this Gen X, like we got buried under the boomers and the millennials. Like we weren't spoken of until like 2 weeks ago. Of course, and we are the kids that like drank out of the water hose and just like no parents were ever there, and now I feel like it's our time to I don't want to say grow up because I don't think that's ever going to happen, but like just to step into our light and be like, no, we're here, and we actually are. We are the bridge that's needed between you two groups of mental cases.
Yeah, so true.
To just be like, no, speak your truth.
So
Stop
true.
worrying about what everyone else thinks, and let's burn this fucking shit to the ground and rebuild something that is going to serve our children and our children's children, because this
I
mess
just got the
is
chills. That's what's up. That's what's up, because I think you're right that the boomers aren't even on TikTok or Instagram because they don't know how to fucking use it right and they suck. But then the Zoomers are all in. They're all in.
Yeah.
But they're terrified to say anything because of cancel culture. Everything I say, they're going to comment. Oh, I'm afraid of your comments. But X is like, oh, fuck you. Nobody loved us. Nobody ever loved me. I don't care what you think about me.
Yeah.
And here it goes. So it's going to kind of mellow. It's going to put that pendulum back because it's so polite. Everybody's just they're so afraid to say anything. Ooh, you know what I thought of? Gosh, when you were talking earlier, I love Jay-Z too. I've always had a connection, right? There's something about the Black Album is my album.
Yeah.
I listened to that whole album driving to gigs when I was coming up and working myself up, because it starts with like, when I was born, it was sworn I was never gonna be shit. You know what I mean? Like, and he was Agnes Carter, Gloria conceived under the sycamore tree. And then he goes into like his rise, and then, and then at the end, like, how do you stay on top? You got to treat your first like your last, and your last like your first. And that's such a beautiful thing to relate to. But I think it's like, again, I don't care that he's a black guy from the Bronx. It never occurred to me, but the spirit of who he is. And he's saying his truth, that's always going to resonate. Truth always wins, because people go, oh yeah, dude, I get that.
Yeah.
I know what the fuck you're talking about. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you. But that's what I like when I watch you. Is I see the package and I see the talent, and when I go, yeah, but she's like rapping from her soul, dude. Like when Mandy Mayhem's looking down the barrel of that of the camera and your eyes, dude, and I was like, dude, she's dialed in, bro. She's fucking dialed. It's scary.
Yeah, I get it.
Your talent.
Yeah.
It's there, homie.
Thanks.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I was watching a Madonna interview. Let's talk about it.
Oh yeah.
And
she's what the fuck? Oh yeah, the opposite of what everyone else has done.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, it's so funny because I was like, I cried all night last night because my single just came out today, and I was just like, I don't have anything done, and I don't know if I'm gonna cry right now just thinking about it, because like it's been so much work, and this I'm very moved by what you just said too. Thank you so much. But like so much fucking time and work that's gone into just creating this talent, this ability to whatever, and then it's culminating in this beautiful 1-year anniversary and my single and all this stuff happening, and there's this voice inside that's still like, but what if you're just a joke? And and so and then the comments have been so aggressive the past couple of days on this song in particular, because the song is very in your face. The chorus is, I got a legendary clitoris. You should see how long it gets.
Let me guess. Anti-trans, transphobic.
No.
The community. What's your pronoun?
No. It's why is this old bitch talking about her clitoris? This is disgusting. Like, it's all old. It's all about me being
so old. But okay. Yes, and. Okay, yeah, I'm old. Yes, and.
Yeah.
But look at Dave Gahan. That motherfucker's 61. I just saw Depeche Mode. That motherfucker shakes his ass. He got me back into yoga because he looks so good. What about Kiss? They were just here in Austin. Okay, they're old as shit too. They're still crushing.
Can I
Madonna, old as fuck, still crushing.
Yeah, but Madonna has taken shit, and that's what she talked about in the interview. She's taken shit her entire life, not been given credit for half of the shit that she's done. And she's like, yeah, they're all like, at this point, it's just noise. And like, I hope I get to that place where it's just noise. But right now it gets to me. Like it's getting to me. So I have to fucking hire somebody else to deal with it.
Can I tell you? So yes, I know what you're talking about. There's the imposter syndrome, right? Is that what you're dealing with? Or more that what they're saying, it resonates somewhere inside?
So there's some sort of like intersection between imposter syndrome and the comments, and like they just start to get to me. It's like their voices become that voice in my head that's like trying to talk me out of shit.
Good thing. Okay, so here's what's going on, Mandy.
Tell me.
And I know this because I've done this too. Okay, let's take old. The only time those comments can get in, at least of what I've found, is when it resonates with a fear that you haven't dealt with inside of your heart.
Yeah.
So if your thing is like, gosh, am I old? Am I? Then someone validates that externally. This goes for anybody. If you're like, you read your comments and you want to fucking die, and it's because it resonates with a secret shadow thing that you haven't dealt with. So if I think your next song should be, yes, I'm old and my pussy's wet as fuck. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Yes, and okay,
Yeah.
you got it. Because they tell me I'm old, ugly, fat, 24/7. But I'm like, what? But you still watch the fucking video, dummy.
Yeah.
Like you're still watching.
My next song is I'll Teach You How to Fuck.
Hey. I'll teach you how to fuck, bitch. Yeah. Yes, I'm old, and I'll teach you how to fuck.
Exactly.
Yeah, but is Jay-Z old?
No, he's older than me. But
Yeah, he's
not
old as shit.
Yeah, he's like 50 something now. I know it's not. I don't know. I don't. It's like a very interesting relationship with my own image. It's I don't know when it started. Actually, I do. Childhood. Got whistled at when I was 5
No.
for wearing a bikini. I think I was doing the like 80s bikini walk, like because that's how you walk in bikini. And then someone whistled at me, and then I never wore a bikini again until my 30s. It was very fucked up. But it's like this externalization of self that when I stopped dyeing my hair, I went through this whole process and actually documented it on Instagram, where I was coming back into my own shoes and eyeballs, and like not walking into a room and trying to figure out who I needed to be in that room in order to be safe. And that comes from childhood too, from growing up in a chaotic environment. And then being like, okay, I see a lot of dudes walking in this room, and they're not like trying to shape shift. They're just walking in and saying, what do I want out of this room? And like, how can I embody that for myself? And what I've noticed is that it actually it's changed a lot in me, but it has actually pissed people off in the world that I'm not existing to shapeshift according to who they want me to be. And that's what I'm running up against. So it's a practice like of staying in my shoes and eyeballs. And I think like what's so beautiful about TikTok is like, I'm in my fucking living room. Come at me. Like there's no director, there's no script, there's no like anything. I can have them muted or kicked out of the room if I don't want, but it's my show. And I've always been trying to like fit somebody else's script of like, you know, play their mommy in their short film so they can work out their mommy issues. I just like, I'm done.
But I think too, that comes with a certain level of success is the haters. It's got to be like, I think it gets to be like 50-50. Like when you really start to hit it, is you'll notice just as much hatred and a little more love.
Yeah.
I think that's just part of the game. And it's also a big cosmic, how do I put this? I don't know. It's like it's a consciousness shift in your head where you're able to be in it like you are, I think, where you're like, I feel this way. And then you kind of separate out and go, yeah, but we're all going to die. It's all a cosmic joke anyway.
Thank God for that.
Who fucking cares? You hate me? I hate you. Suck my dick. Next, you know.
Suck my clitoris.
Yeah, suck my, suck it. Suck my clit.
Yeah.
Suck my clit. So, I don't know. I mean, I think it's always, it just means that you did the right thing. If you're terrified to put something out too, I think the risk is always good. If you feel like this is awesome, I don't know. Does anybody?
Yeah.
I don't know. Ugh, but I feel like, dude, I know. We all do. If you're a creative person, it's torture.
Yeah. Well, what? I'm a studier of A Course in Miracles.
Me too.
Shut up!
Of course. I have it on my phone. I just got the app.
I have the app. Okay. So
I like Marianne Williamson too.
I'm obsessed with her.
She's great.
I just performed with her.
Stop it.
Twice. Once at Times Square and once in LA at the Saban, like last week.
You did.
Yeah, I do also spiritual raps.
I think you're my favorite person.
Hold
on. She still does the weekly Saban Theater.
No, she was doing a campaign stop.
Just so you know, Marianne Williamson is like a self-help. She's more than that, though. I think she's a very brilliant woman, and she used to lecture weekly in LA to mostly to actors and show business people. But there's her recordings on iTunes if you ever want to listen. They're very helpful. She bases on A Course in Miracles. She said that was a Jewish woman that was obsessed with Jesus and the teachings of Jesus. It's brilliant. Anyway, what were you going to say about Course in Miracles?
There's a couple. One of them that helps me a lot from the Course, one of the lessons is everything is love or a call for love.
Ooh.
So when people are rambling, it's like they just want to be seen.
Attention.
They want to connect with someone else in the comments. They so desperately, and the shit that comes at me as an artist is always from blocked artists. So a lot of people come in and they'll throw shit at me, and I'm like, just give them time, because what they're watching might change their life if we just hold some space for them and don't kick them out right away. Like for most people, that's what I tell my moderators, like leave them, let them sit. And the other thing was when she did this talk at the Saban, she said, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they attack you, and then you win. And I was like, fuck yeah. The vitriol, the like shit that she goes through running for president again, full on media blackout. No one's even talking about the fact that she's running because I don't want to get into politics because I'm Canadian. That's my out all the time. But in any case, I believe in her, and she's, been a mentor of mine, whether she knows it or not, for 20 years. I've been reading her books. So that helps me a lot.
What the quote that's always helped me is that haters are just fans who don't know it yet. Because I think the opposite, there's another saying, the opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. So why are they watching? It's because there's something they haven't figured out that they're attracted to you for, and they're struggling with whatever the attraction is, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise they just don't fucking look. They're indifferent.
I think I have a desperate need to be loved and part of a community. And I love collaborating. And I have this problem where I meet somebody and immediately I try to marry them creatively. So if there's something, between us, I'm like, let's go shoot a movie, or we're not ready for that, Let's take it slow. I don't know how to do that, but I'm in adult child of alcoholics now. I'm learning how to deal with this.
Al-Anon?
ACA, it's different. Oh, it's the good one. It's the good one. It talks about making people authority figures in your life. And so you either become defiant, compliant, or invisible against these authority figures. And I realized when I read that I've been doing that my whole life. So this collaboration need that I have, drives me to want to engage with the audience because I fucking love that so much as an artist. Like this song Legendary is a compilation of all the bars and the verses that the audience responded to most. So I pulled all these lines and put them into a song, and I feel like it's our song that we made together. And I love because I crave family. I was playing in front of a mirror, so I'm trying to find that. And I believe that for artists that really do shit in their careers, it's always because there's some question or thing that they crave that they're never going to get a hold of,
Come on, the hole is fucking deep. Oh, Mandy, it's never going to go away. You just have to exist within the void. I don't know, because I'm struggling with it too. It's
Tell me.
Well, no, I mean, everyone has a void, and I think part of the fun of being a human is you go through different levels of, maybe this is the thing. Oh, is it going to be money? Maybe it's success. Maybe it's X amount of followers on social media. Maybe it's this new outfit. Maybe it's this new haircut. This transformational fantasy.
Maybe it's lavender.
Maybe it's lavender. But then it's like that old, hippie saying that I think wherever you go, here you are. Wherever you go, there you are. That Ram Dass shit, right? That's kind of where I'm at. I'm like, fuck, I don't know. Did you just make peace with the I'm making peace with the void. I don't know. But then that feels like depressing and death. So I don't know. I don't know where I'm at. I'm doing a bunch of yoga this week. I'll tell you that much. And I do it with 20-year-olds because I like to keep up with them.
Yeah. I did that once in a Beyonce dance class and I tore both my meniscus. So just be careful.
Oh, shit.
If you're competitive, it could be problematic.
Whoa. I won't do that.
Yeah, don't do
just
that.
yoga. It's just yoga.
Are your kids artistic? Are they? Yeah.
They're weird. I love it.
Really?
Yeah, man. How about your kid? You have one kid?
I have one kid. He's 30. Wonderful.
Wild.
I
You have a 31. Wow.
Yeah.
Can I tell you though, because I've always felt that there's something good in having them young, because then you're done when they're
Yeah.
you're
I'm
done.
like,
You're
I'm
done.
glad that's over.
Yeah. You get your life back.
Do you know what's interesting? I saw this woman in a coffee shop the other day, and there were two new moms, and the one was like holding her baby so close and just like fucking obsessed with it, and like I could tell this is going to be problematic for both of you. And somebody said, "Oh, your baby's so cute." And she was like, "Thank you," and I was like, "Oh God." It's cool, I get it, but like it's not you. It's a something that's
An
of
extension
you, but not you. And I never had a chance to like identify as a mom. Like it was a compartmentalization of my life that I needed to do. Like I had him in high school. I went back to school. I went to university. I was a varsity athlete. And yet I had this child. I studied like pre-med, and then I went
Jesus
into
Christ.
English. Like I ended up with an English degree, but that's so important to say, darling. That's why I rap well. But I had to compartmentalize because I couldn't be a mom when I was cheerleading. It's like not fucking allowed. And so that's why I have these alter egos, because I had to do it to survive and to be a good mother and be present with him when I was, and like to let myself study and be a student. And, to the point where when he was 17, we were having dinner and he's like, "Mom, have you ever been drunk?" I was like, "I'm drunk right now." I don't drink anymore, P.S. But he'd never seen me drink, because I was like, "Mom, I'm not doing that to him," because my parents did that.
That was a thing
So
for you.
he would go to the babysitter. I was a club kid. I was always at the clubs dancing. I fucking the DJ. And he didn't know that. And he didn't know, he thought I'd only had sex one time.
Aww.
Like when I had him, I know, and he was 15 when he thought that. So like I really protected him in a good way, and to the point where I think he was a virgin until his late 20s. But
Oh.
I know, it's so sweet.
But that's okay. I mean, look, you got through it, and and now you've got like your life, and your kid's grown, and I think it's lovely. Marianne Williamson even talked about that, how you think, well, I'm going to have the career and then I'll become a mother, and she's like, yeah, but if you have your babies kind of early, then you're free in your 30s, and now you have this whole life. And I was like, oh yeah, I didn't do that.
Yeah, there's no right time. There's no right time, because even if everything's perfect when you have the child, life shows up and just like fucks with you for fun, and it's gonna get hard and weird, and raising a child is the most difficult thing I have ever done, and I'm really glad that he's a kind person and he loves his family and his girlfriend and cats, and like he
He's
didn't.
a cat guy.
Yeah,
I had a few of those here.
really.
Oh, they're all cat boys in the booth.
Nice.
Yeah, all three of them.
It's the generation, I think.
Yeah, that's good though, dude. I'm glad. Okay. I'm glad your life. I feel like you got to come back so we could do like, I feel like you should either write a book about your life, because you've had about 10 lifetimes, it sounds like, in one. It's wild.
Yeah.
But in this incarnation, in this life, right now, it's Mandy Mayhem. Her song. What do you call it, a single?
Single.
Legendary is out now. Check her out. Follow her on the talk. Get on the Instagrams. How do you want people to hear your song? What's the best way?
I would like you to take every device you have, set it up in your house, put it on repeat on every possible streaming service, and you can leave the volume on if you want, because it would be kind of like an art installation, or you can put it on silent. And so basically it's like you're setting up a streaming farm, which is a thing that artists do. Yes. People buy, like, oh, it's crazy. So I'm just asking you to set up a streaming farm in your house and put it on repeat, because when my song wins, we all win.
Ooh.
Because then we prove that it's never too late to be who you might have been.
Ooh. God damn, Mandy Mayhem. That was deep as fuck. I like that.
I like it
too
deep.
late, bitch. Me too. Deep.
Actually, I don't. My clitoris is quite close to the front.
Really? That's very blessed. Hashtag blessed.
Yeah. Thanks.
You should put that because anatomically speaking, that means you're gonna.
I have a
begock
tilted
easier.
cervix, so it's good for everyone.
Yeah, you got to come back. I feel like you and I need to. We got a lot more to discuss, like your anatomy's fucking dope and early motherhood and.
We barely talked about buttholes.
Jesus
There's
Christ!
So
we
much
didn't fucking talk about buttholes. I'm so afraid of mine.
Really?
Don't like it.
Have you looked at it in a mirror?
I've looked at it. I've had it licked. I've had a finger in there. I haven't had a dick in there.
Oh, I did one time. I'm like not a butthole fucker.
I hate it.
Yeah, it hurts.
Thank you. Finally.
It hurts.
Real question before I go.
Okay.
Do you lick a man's beehole?
I have, but only one man. And he was very clean with it. I also drank his piss.
Swallowed it or just put it in your mouth?
Drank it out of his penis. He pissed in my mouth.
And how much did you drink?
I don't remember.
Like the full amount that was in his bladder went into your stomach.
It was a whole planned thing. Like he drank only
How
water
did she wait
all
until
day.
46 minutes in to tell me? It's just like, oh, we're gonna wrap. And now Mandy Mayhem drank somebody's piss. This is the fucking. Please make this the teaser for the. Okay, hold on. Let's discuss this and then do we have anything right after?
No, you're good.
We're good. Okay.
They're like, we want to
Walk me
know.
through the drinking the piss. Go ahead.
Okay, so he spent the whole day drinking water to like clean his piss out,
Mm-hmm.
so that when I drank it, it would be clean. Like it's the clear pee.
Which you can drink in survival books. I've read that as long as it separates the toxins, go to the bottom, you can drink the top layer of urine.
Yeah, my mom tells me to keep an empty container beside the bed. She's very freaked out about me living in California, and she's like, in case you have to drink your piss, you should always have it empty.
She's not wrong.
Yeah, in case there's an earthquake.
So this man was very conscious of your health and drank water all day, is what you're saying?
He was a sex addict, and he really wanted me to drink his piss.
Sure.
So he was very committed to making it completely clear, and I drank it, and in his mind it was like a bonding thing, and I could see that. Like it's not a little thing to drink somebody's piss.
Not at all. I never said that.
But I also discovered that I'm very good at eating ass with him, because there is a vein that I found inside the butthole that is like a clit. It's like really small. And I put my finger in and went on it, and it made him insane. And this guy's a sex addict. Like I'm talking like 4 or 5 women a day sometimes. It was absolutely
And
bananas.
you made him bagak with tight. Ask Dr. Drew what vein this is. Will you clip this and show Drew?
Yeah.
I'm dying to know what your secret technique is. And is in his rectum or just on the outside of the butthole?
Inside the finger goes in and down, and it's like on the other side of the taint. It's the inside of the taint, sort of like with the clit. Like you have the inside, and then if you press on the top of your stomach as well, you can get in from both angles. And like there's lots of ways to find it from both angles, but like same with the clit on the outside. Pushing on the outside and pushing it up against the dick is like the shit. So it's 3-dimensional. This sex origin.
This is amazing. No, but back to piss drinking.
Yeah.
I imagine that the temperature would be like that to me. Like I'm putting myself in your shoes, and I'm imagining the penis, and you're like, okay, here it comes, and then is it like hot? It's hot, right?
It was kind of like lukewarm tea. Like I just had a throat coat.
Yeah,
You're
I love
welcome.
those.
You're
Yeah.
never gonna think of that the same again. It was kind of the same temperature as that was.
Okay, and do you wait until you get a big mouthful and then you swallow mouthfuls? Do you remember, or was it just like just try to get it down?
Oh, it's kind of like cum. Like when you swallow cum, it's like you just get it down. Like if you get it in your mouth, you're fucked. You're fucked. You just got to like get it down. So it was like that.
Did you taste the pee?
No, it didn't really have a flavor.
Because he made it clear.
He made it clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I would let someone pee on me too.
I would too. I don't think that's no big.
Yeah.
Like, what's that gonna? I don't care.
Yeah.
You gonna pee on me? Sure, but not on my face. Not on my face.
Why?
I don't want it in my mouth or in my nose or in my eyes. I don't want it in my eyes.
I just remember one time I opened my eyes when the first time someone came in my face. I like opened my eyes because I was like trying to look cute, and then it was bad. It was like super red and not good.
I had a gay friend in college come knock on my door at 2 a.m. and he's like, "Oh, there's so much cum in my eyes, Christina. There's cum in my eyes." And I was like,
gross.
it's so hard to get all the cum out of his eyes. Yeah, because it's viscous. It's like gluey. It's hard to get it out.
Man.
Wow. What else have you done?
Sexually?
I mean, besides drinking piss, I'd say that's varsity level.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. I have never worn a strap on. I very much want to. So I've been doing this thing on TikTok where I'm interviewing for my life partner. So like randos fucking jump in your live, right? And like a monk came in one time and yes, he started mansplaining to me about monkery. And I was like, I don't know why you're in here, but I'm looking for a life partner and I'm guessing it's not you. Get the fuck out of my live and stop mansplaining. I don't care if you're religious. But I have a series of questions I ask, like, you know, what's your relationship with your mother?
Good luck.
Past relationships. Have you ever been pegged? And because I very much want to peg a man in their butthole with a dildo.
You can. What about the sex addict guy? Can you give him a call?
Oh, no, that's over.
Is old news.
There was so much psychological cluster fucking going on.
It
was bad.
He's addicting. He's addictive. He's an addict, rather. Sorry. It's not even about the sex. It probably is.
Yeah. And my new like sober dating plan, meaning not that I'm sober, but like as somebody who I think I'm addicted to sex and love, like they have sex and love addicts Anonymous, which I haven't gone to yet because I'm just doing one like 12 step at a time. But the adult child is really, I think, the grandmother of all of them. But essentially in the sober dating plan, it's like, I don't want to date anyone that's actively engaged in their addictions.
Yeah,
so
that's smart.
Even though I'm not necessarily emotionally sober, I'm working on that. But anyone who's doing drugs are fucking.
What about poo-poo? You ever had someone poo-poo on you?
No. In a sex act? No.
What do you mean? Yeah. Was there any other way?
Oh. Well, the babies shit on me all the time. Yeah. I actually have been shitting on myself lately by accident. Like,
sure.
I don't know. My butthole and I are like not in the same body or something.
What do you mean that you're unable to hold it before you get to the toilet, or
no? Like I go to the toilet, I think I'm done, I wipe, and it's there in my hand, and I'm like, how do I have no?
Yeah.
Like what's happening? Okay.
Yeah. You mean it's a musher? Like you go to wipe and it's just like brown on the paper?
Yeah, but now it ends up on my hands. Is it because I'm like so just like I don't care anymore that I'm not being careful, or like how am I getting my own shit on my hands now?
I mean, it happens. Listen, don't beat yourself up.
Okay.
We've all done it.
Really?
Everyone. I've done it. Tom gets it on his thumb all the time.
Oh.
He tells me about it all the time. Have you thought
okay, but I have a theory. I have a theory about why guys get shit on their hands and in their underwear.
Go ahead.
Because we have the vagina, it's like wet and mushy.
Yep.
And you wipe from front to back so you don't get a yeast infection or like a what's the other one? The pee infection. UTI. So I wipe from front to back, and the juices from the vagina clean the butthole.
So true.
It's like perfect. Guys don't have that. Dude, and that's why they have shit in their butt all the time.
You just fucking blew my mind.
I know.
I feel like no one's ever explained that in my life except for today. Mm-hmm. And now my whole life makes sense.
Mm-hmm. I've been thinking about it a lot. The other thing I think about a lot is, why do I walk in a public toilet and I immediately go to the smelliest stall?
That's your problem.
I'm like, I don't want to go to the smelly stall. No. And I end up in it.
Because you don't feel like you deserve the nice one. You need to... Listen, I sit on piss-covered toilet seats all the time.
Same.
You do too?
Yeah, same.
But you don't have little boys anymore.
I know. Oh, I mean public ones. Because
I have too. I don't give a shit. If I'm in the airport, I'm like, well, there's just a little bit of piss. If it's a drop or two of piss... Yeah. In a public toilet, I'm like, nothing's going to happen. It's just on your skin.
And I'm trying to belong to a community. So it's like a good way to get connected.
Interesting. Wow, you and I have so much to discuss. Mm-hmm. This is just the beginning.
I hope so.
Okay. Well, we've learned a lot, you guys. The vagina juices help clean up your rectal juices. Drinking piss wasn't that bad as long as he drinks water all day. Because I imagine if it's darker, it's bitter, it doesn't... Ugh.
Yeah, he kind of has to fast to like, don't eat anything. Just like drink water.
Okay. I'm so pumped. So guys, check her out. Mandy Mayhem. You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it. Check her out. She's a fucking amazingly talented rapper. But as you can see, a layered, deep human being. And that's why her shit's so dope. Her song Legendary is out now. Try it out. Thank you so much for being here, Mandy. You're absolute delight. Please come back anytime. I feel like we have so much to go through. Thank you. You're such a blessing to us all. All right. I love you. Until next time, stay cool, moms. Bye.
Hi, Mommy. Thank you for watching that episode. Did you like what you see? I hope you did. So why don't you subscribe? Just click the subscribe button and, hit the notification bell so you can get notified. And also, why don't you watch another video? Watch one of these. You know what I'm saying? Like right here, down there, whatever. There's so much stuff, bro. I make these all the time for you to watch. That's why I'm here. I love you.